Hello, I'm Toycat, and in Minecraft, enchantments allow you to make your tools more powerful, more durable, and even more useful. In some cases, they will change the use of a weapon altogether, which means getting your hands on all of these enchantments is a reasonable goal, even more so if you're a completionist, but there is just one problem. Minecraft has a lot of enchantments. Most of these are pretty common and even farmable, but some special enchantments are quite rare, and so even though we have an enchantment table, they can't all be found there. In fact, there is one particular enchantment that is especially so, and so today I wanted to go through the 5 different categories which enchantments come in and explain to you exactly how you get them. This is the ultimate guide for every enchantment that Minecraft has, and we're going to start with the biggest category, which will obviously be general enchantments. This is the easiest way to get everything from Aqua Affinity down to Unbreaking, and it's as simple as make an enchantment table, like so. This is an easy crafting recipe. Get a bunch of bookshelves around it, and then throw the tool that you want in with some lapis lazuli and some levels, and you can get Bane of Arthropods on your sword, which is lovely, or you can get protection on your chestplate, or thorns in my case, and this is, and protection there too. This is how you get most enchantments, and if you want to know what you're going to get in there, every set of tools has its own particular enchantments it will take, and the way it decides which of these you get is based on a weight, and this means if we look at the entire list right here, the rarest enchantment that you'll get on, say, a book will end up being the Infinity enchantment for the bow, because this is the one with the lowest weight, whereas the highest weight is something like protection for a chestplate or sharpness for a sword. Keep this in mind when enchanting tools, because it means that some enchantments will take a lot more tries than others, something you'll do wise to keep in mind. Also, something useful to keep in mind is the fact that the level of enchantment you can get is based on the number of books around something in the enchantment table. However, this is something which will go down if you put moss carpet around an enchantment table. For whatever reason, it seems to count this against the total level, so all we can get is level 14 enchantments here, and if we place all 5 down, it will go down to level 8, which is very, very bad. But there's Density, a brand new enchantment. Not the only new enchantment, but yeah, for the vast majority of enchantments in Minecraft, you can use an enchantment table. You can also get them elsewhere, such as villager trading, but for the treasure enchantments, you'll need to precisely do that. So there are a bunch of enchantments. These 4 are the very particular ones, though, which you can only find from treasure sources. This is to say, they are only found out in the world. You can either get them from fishing, or from mob loot, or from structure loot, or from villager trading. So the easiest one of those to explain is a villager trading. If you get one of these villagers, we've named our guy Mending Guy, like every world has, you'll be able to trade with him and get a book, and this book is going to be random every single time he generates. Obviously, by deliberately setting and resetting his trades, you can get the ones that you want, and that's how most people end up getting their mending books. This was meant to be one of the rarest enchantments you'd get from the world, but the villager trading rebalance made it a lot, rather the villager trading update in 1.14 made that a lot easier. There is no villager trade rebalance, just keep that in mind. That is something they're looking to do in the future. You can read more about it here, but they're not doing it right now, just like how they're not changing how fishing works right now, because when you go fishing, you might get any one of these 4 enchantments on a book. It is very rare, and you can spend hours doing it, but it is a valid way to get mending or to get Frostwalker. The same is true for structure loot as well. This is something which is great for finding potentially cursed gear. And speaking of cursed gear, here is a skeleton that we've thrown some boots on that have Frostwalker to show you the other treasure enchantment, perhaps the most forgotten about one. If you have Frostwalker on your boots, then any water that you go near will turn to ice, allowing you to walk across the ocean. I feel like they should apply this to boats, but that's a separate point for now. So this was the second category of enchantments, treasure, and this covers this used to be the only other category until 1.16 came around, because that's when these last 3 sets of enchantments came about. So each of these 3 enchantments has something in common, and that is the fact that you will find them in one structure, and one structure only. So it's one structure for getting soul speed, one structure for swift sneak, one structure for wind burst, but then even more interestingly, each of these structures has another thing in common, which is that whenever you see a type of stone brick which isn't the regular stone brick, you'll know you'll be in a structure with enchantments. If you find blackstone stone bricks, you'll find soul speed. If you find the deep slate stone bricks, you'll find swift sneak, and if you find the tough bricks, you'll find the wind burst. I wonder if that's an intentional decision or not. All I know is it's very interesting. So soul speed is a brand new enchantment as of 1.16 for your boots. It is a very, very handy one to have. You can find it and on 11.2% chance on a book, and then later apply it. We'll talk about anvils later. Or you can find it as a 9.8% chance on gold boots, which is very lovely. Or you can barter with a piglin, give him gold, and he has a 1.74% chance of giving it to you straight on iron boots. So that is another way to get soul speed. This is an enchantment which gives you a real nice boost to the speed that you walk on soul sand with, but in exchange it uses up some of your durability, so it comes with a little bit of good, comes with a little bit of bad. Keep that in mind when you go to a bastion, which is one of the scariest structures in Minecraft. Some people might argue an even scarier structure is of course the ancient city. This is where you find the big streakers and Minecraft's scariest mob to many people's opinions, but when you're in here you have a 23.2% chance of finding Swift Sneak either on leggings or in a book. This Swift Sneak allows your sneaking speed to go from this is terrible, I'm just gonna let the warden kill me at this speed if I had to do it, or when you put on the Swift Sneak leggings, it goes to a little bit faster. Very, very, very lovely. Actually, wait. When we put Swift Sneak on, it gets a lot faster, but we don't have Swift Sneak. We got actually unlucky. We got the 76.8% chance. Very sad. So you know what else we got as a 76.8% chance? Finding a trowel chamber is not that hard. I would say from the three of these structures, you could probably find trowel chambers a lot easier than the other two, but its enchantment is much rarer. So this is Wind Burst, and it is one of the most dangerous enchantments to use in the game, because unlike Swift Sneak, which just improves your walking speed, and unlike Soul Speed, which just improves your walking speed, but in a different context, this is an enchantment which makes the mace more powerful. So you find this by going into a trial chamber, defeating ominous spawner. In fact, let me use a wind charge and show you. Defeating ominous spawners till you get a key, and then using this key inside of a vault and hoping, or an ominous vault, and just hoping that that ominous vault loot has a 1.38% chance of giving you Windburst 1. It is as high as 5.52% on Java, but still it means you have over a 90% chance of not getting level 1 of this enchantment, and then you need to get it 4 times to make level 2, to get level 3, because there is an interesting mechanic many people don't know about, which we should mention since there are so many ways to get enchantments, and since you probably want to have the very best level of each. What happens when you don't have a max level enchanted gear like my Unbreaking 2 trident right here? Well, there's a good answer to that, and it can be found with the Anvil. This is one of the most useful items for enchanting, and it's handy for when you have 2 lower level enchanted tools. So I have a Bane of Arthropods 4 sword here, and a Bane of Arthropods, well actually, no I don't. I've got 2 sharpness 3 swords here. Sadly, my Bane of Arthropods can't be used. I want to have Sharpness 4 because I want it to match my Bane of Arthropods enchantment, but without being only useful against arthropods. What even is an arthropod, I tell you? I ask you, but the important thing to say here is that you can combine 2 of these enchantments together, and then you'll get the next tier up. You'd figure Sharpness 3 plus Sharpness 3 would equal Sharpness 6, but no, you get Sharpness 4 from this, which you could then take, say, a book which had Sharpness 3 on, and you could combine 2 of these books together. That would give you a Sharpness 3 book, and then you could take a tool and that book and do the same. So as long as the enchantments are the same, it doesn't matter what the medium is, you'll still get the next tier up, and that means that you get level 5, which is currently the highest level of any enchantment in Minecraft. You get this for Sharpness, you get this for Impaling, and you get it for a couple of other enchantments, but for Wind Burst, it only goes up to level 3, which means you need to get that less than, that 90% fail chance over and over again for one of the hardest fights in the game. 4 separate times, you need to enchant these books together, because obviously you need to. So Windburst 2 plus Windburst 1, Windburst 1, Windburst 1 plus Windburst 1. We need to do this twice. Then we need to combine those 2 books together to get a book with Windburst 3. Then we need to combine that with our mace. And then we'll have, obviously, Windburst 3. This is the rarest enchantment in the game because it doesn't just require a 1.18% chance. It requires you to get that 1.18% chance multiple times, which requires you to find so many trial chambers. And then once you've got it, you need to spend the experience, and then you can do some pretty fun things. This is what Windburst allows you to do, and this is why it's so dangerous, because you will be launched up into the sky, and just as a fun fact, that doesn't negate the full damage you would otherwise take. To show you on this round right here, okay, that did not work at all. They're underwater, it's a terrible mob to show you on. Come out of the water real quick. You might like it on land, guys. I know that anyway, the point being is it's a very, very dangerous enchantment, and that is arguably why it's locked behind so much. However, the most valuable enchantments for most people are usually mending, and that is why, if you want to find that, just do some villager trading. It'll work out great for you. Hopefully, this has been a great guide to everything you need to know about enchantments, and I hope that you found it to be useful. I really wanted to cover the emphasis on rare enchantments today, and so hopefully we've done precisely that. But yeah, at the end of this, I want to really say that I've been enjoying diving into these aspects of Minecraft a little better, and a lot has changed since I started playing years ago. Perhaps that's true for you too, but that's exactly why I'm starting a series all about the fundamentals of Minecraft. We can call it Fundamental Fridays, or Ultimate Guide Tuesdays, or whatever we end up calling it. You can just stay tuned because it's going to be fun. I'll see you soon for the first one, and for now, I hope you look forward to seeing this bad pun. Goodbye.